see this, man, because he's the reason why I do what I do right now. He's the reason I'm on the... Why are you yelling? Nice different.
Let me
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, project you live as a champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. Smackdown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.
Evening, everyone. Time for another Thursday night. So that means Impact. Wrestling with Savage should be a good show. Especially since I have to admit I'm shocked that they took the title off of Steve Maclin already. I thought for sure it would be with him for a little bit longer. So It'll be interesting to see what Alex Shelley has to say. It'll be interesting to see what Steve Maclin has to say. We've got technically another about 9 minutes before it gets started. So, feel free to comments, questions, anything in the chat. I'll read them when I see them. So until it's started, I'm just sitting here enjoying some Injustice 2 because, what's not to love about superheroes beating the crap out of each other? But, I think I'm cautious to say this because Savage is going to go, how dare you say it, Nike's not the most evil person for trying to infringe on my territory. But so I actually got the chance, this was probably about 2 or 3 years ago, to meet Bully Ray. Really nice dude in real life, but it's always interesting to me how, really nice dude in real life, really vicious heel, really really squeaky clean baby face in the ring, usually not that nice of a guy in real life. Now sometimes they still are, but it's just interesting to me always to see the dynamic of heel, nice person in real life, face, maybe not the nicest person. Got to meet Will Ospreay once. God, that man. I think it's interesting to me always also to see, there are people who are now Ospreay's, like myself, Ospreay's the best high flyer on the planet. And there are times when, I remember talking about this, he said there were times when he honestly felt like he was never going to be anything in this business. He felt like it was just going to be, hey, I'm here for a month or two, people cheer, and then I'm gone. Yes, Mick Thomas, and I am most definitely ready for Impact. But I thought it was very interesting that, anytime, any big celebrity, Jim Carrey, Robin Williams, any of those, I think it's interesting to me how, they're super talented. Everyone else says it, but they can never bring themselves to believe it. I feel kind of bad for people like that. But then again, here's the thing. It's Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay, it don't matter if I'm feeling bad for Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay is he is a living legend. I guarantee you, whether he stays in New Japan his whole career, he goes to AEW and becomes officially All Elite, or he goes to WWE. The man is a living legend, first ballot Hall of Famer, and I think that I'm really hopeful that now that he's been at 2 Forbidden Doors, we're gonna see Ospreay. Maybe not super often. I don't think we'll see him super often because he said before several times he doesn't really have a huge interest in living here in the States. But I think we could maybe see him a little more often. We could see him every Maybe every 3 months if there's a big pay-per-view or something. Really? So Carlito has evidently signed a new deal with WWE. That's interesting. Mick Thomas and Dino, is it a Legends contract, or is it like an actual, like, he'll compete in the ring new contract? I mean, I guess I could just look it up, but I was kind of just, audience interaction here. That's interesting to me. I don't know why. As a Legends contract, I can certainly see it. Okay, new contract. Legends contract. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, as a Legends contract, I could certainly see it. I don't know necessarily, not that he couldn't still go in the ring. It's just, does he want to take that chance? It's like, I was listening to all this other show promotion. He's going to be like, promote me more. I was listening to Jericho's podcast the other night, and he said, there are times where he has to question, do I want to go through with this match? Do I want to do this knowing that if I get really bad hurt, this could be the end of my career, and even possibly the end of my, he goes, God forbid I get injured so badly I'm in a wheelchair and can't play with my kids or anything like that. But he basically, what he was saying, I thought that was kind of a point, was he's like, if you look, he goes, he said, I still sometimes will do things like the lion salt, but I don't just take a whole lot of risk in the ring anymore. Because he's like, you just never know what could happen, what could go wrong. I'm because I'm watching this and I'm remembering this, and he said, because he had, who was it he had on? He had on someone good. Oh, he had on Sting, and he was talking with Sting about how at like 60 years old, he's diving off of a thing. Evening, Steven. Hopefully a good night of Impact. Like I said, I'll be very curious to discuss it and talk with it, because, oh my gosh, I'm shocked they took that title off of Macklin this early. He literally won it, what was it, one pay-per-view ago? And they've already taken it off of him. I don't know if I understand the reasoning behind it. I don't know if there was... And, you always wonder, was it backstage politics? Because, that's just the kind of world we live in now, is everyone thinks, oh, backstage politics, because I know everything about it, even though I don't know anything. But yeah, I'm shocked. And but anyways, he was just saying with Sting, he was like, man, you're 60 years old, you're diving off of things, going through, tackling people through tables and all this stuff. He goes, do you ever feel like you're worried about, what happens if I land the wrong way? And Sting goes, no. He goes, no, because I'm pretty sure. He goes, if I land the wrong way, I'm pretty sure I'm going to go home and meet Jesus. So I was like, that was entertaining. But anyways, let's see. Okay. So let's see. I'm going to pull this up. Are we started yet? Let's see if it's started yet. Probably not. They're usually pretty punctual, but yeah. No, you are correct, Stephen. You're right. No. Saban has had the Impact title. He had it during the whole Bully Ray thing. Remember, he had the X division. He exercised option C. Bully Ray went for that bully bomb he did, and when he picked him up, Saban hit him in the head with that hammer that he was using. This was during the whole Aces and Eights thing. So yes, Saban has been a world champion once before. I'm sure he would love to be a world champion again. but we'll have to just wait and see. But yeah, it's hard to believe that Chris Sabin would be able to exercise option C and wouldn't do it. But so in the meantime, while we're waiting for this to get started, anyone else excited for the AEW video game? Because it is, I think, it is 2 weeks from tomorrow. It comes out the 29th. So wait, is that 2 weeks or is that 3 weeks? I'm not entirely sure. It is, 2 weeks from today. 2 weeks from today for the Impact, or for the AEW video game. It's so AEW video game, 2 weeks. I'm excited. Gonna play like No Mercy. Savage says he's the absolute best at No Mercy. We'll see if he's the best at AEW as well. Yes, Steven Chambers, absolutely. We were just talking about that last night on. Hold on. Oops, where is it? We were just talking about that last night during last night's AEW. I personally feel that Buddy Matthews versus Andrade El Idolo has the potential to be an absolutely banger match. It could easily steal the show of Collision. If CM Punk's match comes back and he's not that good, which I think is quite possible, I think that it could end up stealing the match that night. I think that we could all be at the end of it and be like, man, that match was phenomenal. But I'm a huge Buddy Matthews fan. I have been for years, long before he even came to WWE, when he was on, I think it was Rev Pro. So, and that's what's always interesting to me is when you hear people be like, AEW's Buddy Matthews or WWE's not Randy Orton, that's not a good example. WWE's Seth Rollins. It's not where any of them got their start. So let's see. Axis is starting now. We get a trailer for New Japan Pro Wrestling, which I'll let y'all guys decide. So I'll be sticking around probably till the ending time period of New Japan Pro Wrestling. If y'all want me to cover New Japan Pro Wrestling, I will. But if y'all rather just chat, talk, whatever we can, we're getting a recap of Against All Odds. Yes, I agree, Steven. I agree. Forbidden Doors card looks really good. I'm not a Kazuchika Okada or Daniel Bryan fan, and I still think that match looks like it's going to be absolutely great. So right now we're getting an Against All Odds recap, talking about Sabin winning the ROH title, which we now know that Nick Aldis is our new number one contender, I believe. I'm going to have to wait and double make sure, but I believe Nick Aldis is the new... because Scott D'Amore comes back. He takes the chair from Bully Ray. And he hits Bully Ray with it. Jonathan Gresham then taps out Heath. And then Nick Aldis with the victory. So Nick Aldis, your new world champion. New number one contender to the world championship. I have no idea who. I don't know who Tantalizing Tony is or any of that stuff. So sorry, Mick, but I can read it. Tantalizing Tony, breaking news, no watch party. Don't know what any of that means, but okay. So, yeah. Thank goodness. I was sick to death of seeing the green paint on the title. It's stupid to me because the only time spray paint has ever helped the title look better was with the NWO. Even Bullet Club, if Bullet Club has the world title and they spray painted the Bullet Club image on it, it wouldn't look good either. So they're coming out as the Motor City Machine Guns, so together, which is interesting to me because you're walking out with potentially your number one contender. Although I still think that sorry, friends having some issues. Anyways, so they come out together with Sabin as the new X Division champion and Shelly as your new World Heavyweight Championship, which I'm still shocked on. I mean, Shelly, there's no question deserves it, but I am still surprised. I still am shocked they took it off Steve Macklin. And so, milking the crowd and all that. They're chanting something, but I can't tell what it is. Oh, now they're chanting Motor City. Steven, who's the person from Michigan? Is this an inside joke I'm not getting, or? So, Sabin says they walked away with gold. It was a crazy dream. Not tag team gold like most would expect. Chris Sabin, the first ever 9-time X Division champion. He's saying 9-time a lot because people love a sidebar. But more than anyone else, Alex Shelley deserves to be world champion. He's finally world champion. I still don't understand who Tantalizing Tony is, but okay. You deserve it, Chance. Which, yes, Kelly does deserve it. Here we go. It's a dream come true. So we're going to see if he exercises option C. Alex Shelley, got to speak. First time as world heavyweight champion. All he says is, yeah. Dream come true. Gonna be honest with us. He ugly cried. He thought he wasn't necessarily big enough to win the big one, but he has. He says when he mentors someone, they go on to become world champions. For those of y'all who don't know, which probably everyone does now, but for those of you who don't know, he mentored both Okada. Well, he's talking about all this. He mentored Okada, Switchblade Jay White, and the Young Bucks. So he says at some point he had to draw a line in the sand and say, it's my turn. He can say he's a world champion for each and every one of them. He says he's a world champion because of New Japan, because of Ring of Honor, because of Impact. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Sorry. I'll be honest with you. I haven't really. I use YouTube mostly for video game trailers and the occasional song I want to listen to. I don't really use it for very much of the like watch along and stuff. But yeah, I'm glad to be here. Glad to be doing it. Glad to have you fans. He says it's a new era in the company. He says it's the machine gun era in Impact Wrestling, which of course is not necessarily the best thing to say. Out comes Nick Aldis. So let me ask you this, Steven, because it sounds like both of us know who he is. Do you like him better as Magnus or as Nick Aldis? I personally prefer Nick Aldis better. I think it's a better gimmick. But what do you think? He apologized for the interruption. No disrespect. He wants... Aldis called a shot, became number one contender. Kelly called his shot. He became the world champion. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you, Chambers. I like Aldis a lot better than Magnus. I feel like Aldis has more of a character to him. Of course, I miss Bram. Tom Latimer? Yeah, Tom Latimer. Tom Latimer, Bram, whatever you want to call him. I really like him, and I would love to see him back in Impact one day. Probably won't ever happen, but I'd like to see Bram back. Nick Aldis says he's very proud of Alex Shelley, and he does deserve it. Oh, man, you learned something new. You learned something. Oh, I'm not quite there, Steven. I think you might be a little bit ahead of me. So, Let's see how much of wrestling fans all of us are. Did y'all know that Steve Macklin competed in the WWE? And if you did, let's see if you can get it in the comments or whatever. Who did Steve Macklin compete as in WWE? If you know. And hey, Steven, you don't need to apologize, man. I'm just mine just maybe not be as fast as yours. So, there's nothing to apologize about, buddy. He says he should be very excited about this. Nick Aldis is going to do everything he can to make sure he's the new Impact World Wrestling. Yes, Stephen Chambers. Well, first of all, he was Steve Cutler of the Forgotten Sons. But yes, Forgotten Sons, close enough. You got it. Well done. I didn't realize that till, I think, probably like 3 days ago. He's gassy from all the smoke they keep blowing up each other and themselves. Trey Miguel out now. Trey Miguel a generational talent? I don't think so, buddy. MJF is a generational talent. AJ Styles is a generational talent. Trey Miguel? No. Chris Sabin wants him to come down to the ring and say all this to his face. Oh, out comes Kenny King. I'll let you guys weigh on this. Does anyone else feel like this Kenny King and his partners, does it feel like Diet Carmelo and Trick Hayes to y'all? They're saying he gets why they don't like it. They had to fight and claw for everything. Oh. Yeah, I agree with you, Stephen Chambers. Miguel is better as a face, but whatever. But what do y'all think? Do y'all agree with my statement about I feel like Kenny King and his partners like Diet Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams? Would y'all agree, or would y'all say nah, not really? Three-on-three match, six-man tag team tonight. They're huddling up. Oh, now who's this coming out? Oh, Giselle Shaw. Dear Lord. Oh, do we have to? Do we have to see Giselle Shaw? Shaw thinks the spotlight should be her. She's the only person that thinks that because, no, as far as I'm concerned, she couldn't even be in the company, but that's a whole other story. Now they're chanting "yup" because that's what he says. They installed the carpet. They've been here for decades. Hey, Jay, we have a smile on our face. It's not you. You want me to send you a link? You can join us. Actually, I don't know if I can do that. Yeah, just see if you can get in, Jay. If you want, you're welcome to come on here and discuss. We can talk about how Trinity is so much better off not in the. Oh, good Lord, I can't even say that with a straight face. Trinity never should have left WWE. She's not a Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné, whatever. So, no. Hey, Jay. Yeah, if you can get in this room, or if I can, let's see, invite. Yeah, I don't know your email or anything like that. But Jay, if you can find a way to get into the room, you're welcome to come in and we can discuss it together and talk about the greatness that is Impact Wrestling. And out comes Deonna Purrazzo. Oh, no. Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. Go to Outlaw. Help Savage. Lord knows he's going to need all the help he can get. Yeah. No, Jay's on his way to Outlaw Wrestling. That's important. That's more important than being on here is. Deonna Purrazzo, probably the only woman on Impact Wrestling who's, well, perfection. She's now past 500 days as cumulative champion. Yep, 10-person mixed tag match tonight. Should be good. Oh, Lord. Yeah. What was that? Oh.
Jesus.
Hey, Jay.
This is pretty bad what I'm watching right now.
I'll agree. It's pretty bad.
This is
like
pretty
how many people do we need in the ring at one time?
What's up, Mick? I don't know, but this is horrible right now. I don't even know what I'm watching. I don't even know why Nick Aldis is out there right now. He's looking like a fool. He is. And I don't like the fact that he's the number one contender as well. That's silly to me.
What? You don't like that?
One match. Number one?
Hold on. Are you saying Nick Aldis? Only one match?
Travis,
you're forgetting all the years.
Listen, anybody that comes to Impact, whether you're Trinity or Nick Aldis, you're already getting in line for the title.
Well, maybe you forget.
Let's be real. What's going on? What's going on?
Have you forgotten all the years he was Magnus in TNA and carried the company?
Honestly, look, this guy that I'm watching right now, Steve Macklin, that guy has held the company, I believe. But
Yeah, okay, I'll agree with you on that one. The Motor
After
City
that
Machine
Josh
Guns were a
Alexander injury.
fundamental pillar of it.
But I feel like his reign was too short, and I don't like it. I felt like he and Deanna was holding it down, and I wouldn't even let Trinity win. I still keep it on Deanna, to be honest.
Oh, absolutely. Keep it on Deanna.
That would be a big mistake.
Trinity, whatever you want to call her, she's. Oh, hold on, guys. Steve Macklin's talking here. He says it took him 2 years to become Impact champion, and yet here we are.
So much intensity. This guy has it all, man.
I agree. That's why I was
Came a long
shocked.
way too. Came a very long way too.
That's why I was shocked that they took the title off him this soon.
I told you, like, the other day on the show, it was like 54, 56 days. That's way too short. Whoa.
Man.
And we give it to people that return in Alex Shelley. Really?
Yeah, he has come a long way from being Steve Cutler, in my opinion.
True.
When he was in WWE, he wasn't even the main focus of his group. Now, I'm like, man,
That's not his fault, though. That wasn't
Huh?
his fault. It wasn't his fault, though.
No, it wasn't. But my point was still, he wasn't even the leader of his group. And now, you're talking about a guy who I honestly think should have been the one to continue being Impact World Champion. I love Alex Shelley, but and this is where you get frustration from me, particularly with Impact. So, hold on. You're going to put the title on Alex Shelley, who admittedly is a legend, does deserve it. But you're not going to put the title on Frankie Kazarian, who's even more of a legend and even more so deserves it than Alex Shelley. I'm like, their logic makes no sense to me on who they put the title on, who they don't put the title on.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think they did a big mistake. They had a good angle on the. What was that last pay-per-view Friday? Whatever that was.
Against all odds?
Yeah, there you go. I thought it ended great, but I guess we went a different direction.
Yeah, I thought it ended well too. Yeah, I think. Well, I'll tell you this: I am getting kind of sick and tired of the bully. Yeah, actually, Steven Chambers, I will agree with you. Speedball Mike Bailey, I think, would be a good world champion. I think he could help carry Impact.
This is Speedball Mike Bailey. You're watching Wrestling with Savage, arguably the best wrestling podcast of all time.
I think Speedball Mike Bailey definitely deserves a title ring at some point. And I also think that, and I want to know what you think, Jay. You think there's any end game with this Bully Ray versus Scott D'Amore stuff, or do you think they're just filling time?
I think it's a time.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, we all know.
It's too much.
You were muted again. Sorry, what?
I was muted. I didn't even know I could mute me over here. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, yeah. I feel like it's a time filler, man. It's too much. It's always the same shit, and I don't expect anything from tonight.
I love Bully Ray, I do, but I think that the thing with the whole Scott D'Amore thing is you got to get somebody in here at some point because there's no way Scott D'Amore can go against him in the ring.
Who is he waiting for?
Yeah, I don't know.
Reveals
I mean,
always nothing.
I mean, here's the thing. I'm trying to think about, like, legitimately who was part of the Team Canada stable. Okay, you got Bobby Roode. He's with WWE. Eric Young, who knows where he is. I've heard rumors he's going back to WWE. I've heard rumors he's not. I don't know. You had Desmond Wolfe. He's gone. He doesn't even wrestle anymore. He's the commentator, Nigel McGuinness. There's nothing that leads me to believe Scott D'Amore has anybody who would be willing to get into the ring with Bully Ray. Maybe he could go out of his way and bring back somebody like James Storm or, Impact original, but I don't see this going anywhere. I feel like it's just a massive, massive time filler. And yes, Savage J is here on Impact, and he
For a
is
little bit.
awesome.
For a little bit. I'll try and make it.
But so yeah, I feel like that's a time filler. Okay, we're back from commercial. Let's see what we got here. We're getting a reminder about Sami Callihan versus Diener from Against All Odds, who I still to this day love. Sami Callihan. I think Callihan is another guy who I think should have had the title for longer than he did.
At least he got it right now. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Weight on too much weight.
Yeah. My thing is turned down for some reason. It decided to mute itself, so I'm not sure what they're saying at the moment. Give me a second, guys.
Basically, I'm a soldier. I've been doing everything you told me to do.
Yeah.
And
basically,
a baseball bat.
Yeah, and basically Sammy didn't get the job done. They're still here. Alan Angels is somebody I feel like I look at him and I'm like,
I'm glad he's getting TV time finally.
Huh?
I'm glad he's getting the TV time finally, not that AEW thing.
Yeah, I think he's a guy who honestly has benefited from not being in AEW.
And he had a good momentum, and then they just cut that off real quick when he was in his hometown. They were cheering the hell out of him. The next week they cheered him, and you never saw him again.
Yeah. And that's another problem Impact has. They don't capitalize on momentum like they should.
But they make stars.
They do. I will give them
It
that.
takes a while, but a star will be born. But it takes a long time, and this whole segment right here, it's pretty good.
It is.
Three future stars that could maybe carry this company one day. Who knows?
Well, and I've always been a fan of Big Con. I mean, I feel like if you watch NXT Ascension versus main roster, that was one of the very first examples of where it was like, seriously, why did y'all screw this up so bad? They were a dominant force in NXT.
Oof. Look who's out. Look who's coming out. The legend himself.
Oh, I guess I'm not there yet. You're a little bit ahead of me.
Oh.
Give me 1 second.
It's
Moose. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Moose. I wasn't at first, but I tell you, you know what really brought me around to Moose? The fact that he had that great match with Joe Hendry, and he was the one who suggested the goggles and the controller and all that. I was like, so I think he has more dimensions to him than just, I'm the big angry guy. He just needs to be able to show it.
That was when Henry was defending the title, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I saw that.
And he had the Dreamcast controller.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Moose has a lot more to his character than just, I'm a big angry guy. I think they just need to let him show it.
The guy has done it all. What else can he do in Impact? Seriously.
I agree. I think he's ready for the big times. And I've heard a lot of rumors that WWE wants to sign him.
Oh man, here comes Saturday Night Fever's own.
Huh?
Here comes Saturday Night Fever's own Rich Swann.
Oh. I was never really a Rich Swann fan. Didn't care for him in WWE. Still don't care for him as in Impact. He's talented. I'm not doubting that for a second. But he's another one of those guys who I'm just like, what exactly is your character? Your character is dude who dances? Okay.
That's what it looks like. But Moose is looking intense right now. Looks like he's gonna kill him.
He does. And I don't want to see him kill him, but I wouldn't mind seeing Moose beat the holy hell out of him.
Nah, he could kill him. So Steven Chambers says Moose contract's expiring this month. But where would you go, Steven Chambers? Where would you have Moose go when his contract expires this month?
Well, let's start. Let's just start this discussion in a fun way. Also, Jay, you're picking. Where would you have him go? AEW or WWE? Keep in mind WWE as it is now with Triple H and doing creative.
I have a wild answer.
Okay.
I would say he would fit okay in AEW, but my first answer was says MLW. And I think they could just pay him a shitload of money and they could really get some exposure, at least a little exposure. But I think AEW he'll fit okay.
I need to figure out how to watch MLW.
Yeah, I just watched it on my phone, but it's on Reels. It's on channel Reels like Tuesdays. I think it's the right after NXT, like 10 o'clock.
Chris Kane, you know what? I'm going to agree with you. I was surprised. I'm not surprised that Saban won, but I was surprised they took that title off Macklin. I think Macklin should have stayed champion for at least another 100 days.
And Trey Miguel should have stayed champion as well.
Well, that I don't know about. I'm not a Trey Miguel fan, but
why? He's a good little pest heel. You need a little pest heel in Impact.
Yeah, fair enough. And he is very
he's
talented in the ring.
Yeah, he's a little pest. He plays the role perfectly.
Yeah. Moose.
Look at all the little boys and girls that are there in the front row. It's like 5 to 80-year-olds.
Yeah, well, I hate saying this, but part of the reason why parents go to
let's just slam a human body right next to my child right here, right in front.
Yeah, that's just.
There goes New Japan tonight. Woo.
He's still slamming him into the barricade on my end. It's running a little bit behind, but Steven Chambers, yes and no. I see what you're saying. Yes, it is another option. But the thing is, let me ask you this. Is Ring of Honor going to use him correctly? Ring of Honor probably isn't going to because, let's be honest. Jay, we're talking here. Do you see Husky Harrison?
This is Wrestling with Savage, and you're watching the greatest late night talk show in the history of the fucking world.
He's back.
Okay, hold on. Are you calling us Husky Harris and Ricky Starks? Because if you are, Gianna, we're going to have an issue. I'm not Husky Harris. I am obviously a fat Austin Aries.
Definitely better than Ricky Starks ever in his life.
Ricky Starks. You know, hey, you know what could get Ricky Starks over? He should do the same thing that Kenny Omega did in New Japan. Go have a match where he loses to a blow-up doll because the blow-up doll has more talent than Ricky Starks does.
So I see here there's an article why Moose never made it to Impact. In January of last year, Booker T said that it's because of things he has done in the past. I don't know exactly what that means, but hence why he was never hired.
He has Moose, the character, you know, of him going out there and him Moose and living with wanting to go out clubbing and all that stuff. That's him. And WWE doesn't like their superstars to go out to bars and drink and all this stuff.
He's a football star, you know?
Yeah. No, I mean, I agree with you completely.
That's what they do.
And I think it's stupid. I think it's stupid because here's the thing, right? So Moose, former football star, can't go out to a club, get drunk, hang out with some girls, but it's okay for Gallus to do it. Maybe that's just because Gallus, you can't understand that they're propositioning the girl if they're just got to, how do you ever hate it? Like, legitimately, Jay, can you understand, like, half the time in their promos, can you understand a word Gallus says, or are you like, okay, subtitles on?
That's why I say they're rough, just like Nomar Dar. They're just rough on the mic. They're better pre-recorded, and they should just leave it like that. And if there is, I'll be way interested in Gallus. I'll be way interested in Nomar Dar. But hearing these guys live,
They're rough. They are. It's just rough.
rough to understand. And it's not
And
just
here's
me.
the thing.
I gotta think about the little kids there too. You know.
And the thing is, I'm a huge Joe Coffey fan. Have been since he was back in Rev Pro. But the reality of the matter is, it's like, it's like the Shinsuke Nakamura thing. Shinsuke Nakamura, I think, not being able to speak English has hurt his career, and they should have put him with a heater. And then people were like, well, they put him with Rick Boogs. I'm like, yeah, but that was like, what, 4 years into his run?
I'll tell you the number one thing that hurt Nakamura, and it's not even the language.
Okay.
And I want to see if everybody agrees with me on this, including yourself.
Okay.
WrestleMania, Nakamura versus AJ Styles, and what happens at the end? He turns heel. Complete F-up. Messed up his whole momentum, messed up everything. If they didn't do that, I would have definitely thought he would have won at Backlash right after. But
yeah,
I think that messed him up completely. The fans weren't with it. They were
the funny thing is, I like Nakamura as a
back
heel.
to the match.
Well, I'm still on commercials.
No, I get you, but go ahead. I'll keep watching.
I like Nakamura as a heel, but I do think he works better as a face. I think the other thing for me that always has held me back with Nakamura is if you look, like, do you watch New Japan Pro Wrestling as well?
I'm gonna say when it's like the climax here. I know they have the climax tournament going on, but that's kind of where I watch it. I don't watch it.
Did you watch New Japan Pro Wrestling when Nakamura was still there?
Towards the end of the career, so I really missed all those.
Even the end of it. Look at the end. Look at Nakamura's style in New Japan. Look at Nakamura's style in WWE. Strong style is watered way down in WWE to the point where it's like watching a different person at times.
I agree. You're right, but he was more like submission, right? He was more submission, more grounded wrestler in New Japan.
Yeah, well,
that's how I saw him. He was like, more grounded, not doing all these.
So Steven Chambers thinks we need Nakamura as a heel. He needs to be a violent Nakamura.
I disagree. I mean, if we heard the promo Monday, his English got better. It really did, and that's why I shitted on Andrade and everybody. And you guys like, oh, I can't believe it, Andrade. I shitted on Andrade because this guy had all the tools and everything, just as Nakamura, and Nakamura's doing a hell of a job.
More so.
Andrade's still the same.
I would say Andrade is even more so, and it's worse because look at who he's married to. You're telling me you're married to Charlotte Flair, one of the best shit talkers in the game, and she can't teach you English?
And this match right here just tells you Moose can work with any style, no matter what it is. It could be
absolutely
high flying, just as Rich Swann. The way this guy is selling right now and everything is just amazing. He's basically carrying Rich Swann in this match.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Moose calls himself a pro wrestling god, and I actually would agree because here's the craziest thing. Yes, Steven Chambers, that is the biggest problem right there. WWE doesn't know how to book Nakamura. They don't know how to do it. They're like, oh, we signed this guy from New Japan. He was a huge deal over there, and we don't know what to do with him. But he calls himself a god of pro wrestling, and I'm actually okay with that because here's the thing. When I look at Moose, this is going to sound so weird, but when I look at Moose, you know what I see?
What's that?
I actually see shades of JBL. When he was doing his, I'm the god of pro wrestling.
Off the right now.
Huh?
Are we going off the rails right now?
No.
JBL?
I'm just saying. we're not going into what JBL's personal life is. We're not doing that. I'm just
I
saying
understand that, but I don't see their styles
the
kind of
gimmick.
like similar.
The gimmick, I'm a god of pro wrestling. I'm the best
But
thing out there.
JBL was more flashy though. He was more flamboyant.
Okay, fair enough. I'll give you that. I agree.
Moose is just, he's just in his own.
Although
it's all
Moose
him. It's
used
all
to be that. Remember when he would come to those rings with those robes that looked like they were Bobby Roode's outfit?
They were fire though.
They were.
Those were fire.
That's always been the best thing about Bobby Roode's gimmick in WWE. It's been those robes.
Look at that. Look, oh my God.
Yeah,
I won't even
so
say what
Moose
this guy
going
did.
up top. What's he going for? Is he going for a superplex?
Are you seeing the agility by Moose right now? It's ridiculous.
Well, like I said, I'm a little bit behind you right now. He's trying to superplex him. Punches to the guts, repeated punch to the guts.
Ah, crap.
Let's see. They say it's Moose is back up, going for a running superplex. He gets it, hits it. And he snapped that off nice. That was a beautiful looking superplex.
From where this guy started with EC3 and everything, oh my God, this guy has really improved everything.
He has.
Like 300 pounds. Let's remind folks, he's literally.
Yeah. Speaking of people who let's enjoy a fun topic at the moment, Jay. Speaking of people that WWE did not know how to book and did not book right, let's go with the fact that Vince McMahon's reason for not pushing EC3 was, he was supposed to be facing Dean Ambrose, and Dean Ambrose was a heel, and they were cheering Ambrose, and they were booing EC3. It's like Ambrose was about to leave the company. He'd let that be known. Of course they're going to boo EC3 and cheer Ambrose. They wanted Ambrose to stay.
That was not only bad booking, but doesn't it kind of remind you of Adam Cole with MJF? How they try to come back and they failed miserably. There was no comeback on Adam Cole. There was no comeback on EC3. I mean, let's get real. I think that really destroyed him. And you know what I saw, Travis, and everybody in the chat like earlier? You know what I didn't even know about that MJF promo? He actually took it and twisted it and kind of repeated some of the words that Adam Cole used on Karrion Kross in the NXT promo that really made Kross look bad. He says, all they got to do is ring the freaking bell. I didn't even know that. You noticed that? I was so shocked.
Yeah, I did.
I was like, holy crap.
It was a really good promo. I'll say this. I think the reason MJF and Adam Cole versus Adam Cole worked is because, much like with the CM Punk feud, he didn't, meet him as a kid and sign my autograph and all that. But he did watch Adam Cole. He did incorporate that microphone work into part of his style. So when he said, I grew up and I loved the Panama Playboy, but this is not him anymore. Like, that was actually he wants to make fun of it, all you AEW and pro wrestling marks. But the reality is he's a mark for pro wrestling as well. And he'll admit that. Well, I mean, he'll admit that, like, in his hotel room by himself.
So where will you put Moose then? Free agent Moose.
Me?
Free agent Moose, yeah. Where you put him?
I would say, given the current booking of WWE, I think that if him and Triple H could get the whole, I want to live my party lifestyle, I want to go out, drink, have drinks with girls and all that. If they could get that squared away, I would say WWE. I think he's a big man, and WWE historically has always been better for big men than AEW, because AEW goes, hey, guess what? We got a big guy. His name is Powerhouse Hobbs, and we do nothing with him. Well, we got a big guy. His name is Wardlow, and we don't capitalize on him. But at the moment, given the conflicting lifestyle things, I think he's better off in AEW, because and I don't think this won him any points, but I don't know if you ever saw. Moose likes to have fun, and I respect that. But when when Mandy Rose was released, fired, whatever, from OnlyFans, he in an article said, you know what? He's gonna make. He goes. She's gonna make more money on OnlyFans than she is in WWE. He goes, and I know that because I'm part of the. He goes, I'm one of the people on her OnlyFans. I was like, oh Lord, I'm like, that did not endear you to WWE at all.
I think we're back to some action here.
Yep, I'm still on commercials. Yes, Stephen Chambers. Yes, MJF will show up to Forbidden Door against Tanahashi because at this rate, he wants MJF. Ooh, stiff punches.
Oh my God!
Ooh, that back fist.
I won't even say what just happened right now.
Yeah, that exchange of punches, back fist from Rich Swann, actually almost reminiscent of an Eddie Kingston back fist. Two different quick roll-ups from Rich Swann. Third one, Moose is kicked out from all of them. Pump kick, beautiful pump kick. He's got one of the best pump kicks in the game. Holy shit! What was that?
Right?
Did Moose just run up the top ropes and then get hit with a cut? What in the world am I watching?
And another cutter.
And that was the lethal injection.
Jesus.
That
was
and
awesome.
He's still kicked out. You can call that move whatever you want, but that's Jay Lethal's lethal injection. That's that handspring cutter of that.
There we go. 415-0.
That's a diamond cutter, and then off the rope, look at this. That is the lethal injection, just not done as well as Jay Lethal's.
Is this it? Oh, no.
That was insane. That was an insane sequence. A big man like Moose should not move that quickly.
Sure not, but he sure has cat-like agility.
You know what? He misses the 450. Ooh, that clothesline that looks like pain on earth. Going for power bond. 1, 2, kick out. Moose. God, Moose looks so good. He has come so far. I remember it used to be he hit that power bomb and he looked like nervous. Now he hits that thing and he's like, boom, hit, cover. He's gotten so much better. When Moose first came into Impact Wrestling, I would have given him a 4. Now I'm probably giving him an 8.5 to a 9.
Oh my God, I can't believe I just saw this.
What?
You'll see.
Oh, Moose arguing with the ref.
Oh God.
Lining up for the spear.
Horrible. Oh.
I'm not there yet.
You will be.
Well, since I can hear your TV. Roll up. Bridging roll up. 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
So bad.
God, please don't talk about that, Stephen Chambers. That is without a doubt the worst. I'm going to give it this. I'm going to put it up here and see what you think, Jay. Look at this and tell me this. Is this not the worst match in the history of AEW? Look down here at the comment. Is that not the worst match in the history of AEW thus far?
So proper wrist. Yes, I agree. It is. That's horrible. Don't tell me that's
I love Jeff Jarrett, but
don't tell me that's in Collision.
Even Jeff Jarrett won't be able to save this.
Collision! Yeah! I bet you CM Punk be out there for like 40 minutes. They'll go to commercial. We have to take a quick commercial, but we'll be back with CM Punk.
You know what, Jay? Really, Mick Thomason, you'll say no. Tell me, what was the match that was worse than that? Tell me. I want to know a match worse than that. And the only thing that might make that one not the worst is the fact that Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett are both amazing. Karen Jarrett and Aubrey Edwards, that is going to be a shit show if they're in the match for more than 2 seconds.
Oh, baby.
Jay, on Heath since he's left WWE? Do you think it was the right career move, or do you think it was like,
I think he was probably on one of the fastest, or probably one of the fastest rising. Hold on. I was trying to hear what he was saying. I think when he got signed to Impact, he was on the rise to having the quickest momentum I ever seen in a recently signed star, and he was on his way to win the title until he had that unfortunate injury that took him out for a while. And when he came back, we had nothing to do with him, and that was it. Like, it was all gone. It kind of reminds me of who was it in WWE that had that? Oh,
Finn
Mustafa
Balor?
Ali. He got injured. They put Kofi, and Kofi took the momentum, and then
Yeah.
that was it.
Hey, since it's a
I
commercial,
really thought Heath Slater was really going to win the Impact Championship because
since
he was
it's a
just on the
commercial,
run.
can you hold it down for just a second? I got to go use the restroom.
Yeah, go ahead. Do your thing. But I really thought he was on his way. It's crazy how things played out. But hey, I'm not the booker. If I was the booker, I'd do a lot of things differently. He's got kids, yeah. Oh, baby. But how many kids? And why are we still using this whole gimmick, Steven Chambers? I mean, come on. For God's sakes, Heath Slater has put some package on. He could go for the championship, but unfortunately, I just don't see it in the clouds right now. I think he had that one time, got injured for too long on the shelf, and let's just pick your Rhino. Let's just go back to square one. It's horrible. Mick, why does Adam Cole need to be the number one contender? For God's sakes, why? It was just a tease match. He just did it as a promotion, trying to get us to watch AEW Collision. And I still don't see myself, guys, watching AEW Collision live Saturday at 8 o'clock. I mean, maybe you guys don't have a life, but I have a life. I got kids, too.
Mick Thomason, for once, I'm going to have to say this. You're an idiot. Adam Cole is number one contender. You know why? Because he's Adam fucking Cole. That's why.
And Mick, you missed Anthony last night. He was looking for you. You missed him. You see what happens when you leave early from the show?
Yeah, you have to stay here and long enough. Besides, how could you want to leave? Last night, the back and forth me and Jay had was priceless. That alone was worth the price of admission.
It was. And the rant by ESS was also priceless.
It was.
I never heard the word investment used so many times. I think he had used it 100 times before he had signed off to bed.
Yeah.
Shout out to ESS. Investment. I got it, bro. I got it.
You know the other thing?
The other thing. What other thing?
Well, hold on, Steven. You mentioned that. But yes, here's the thing. We don't know because the eliminator says if the champion beats the challenger, he's no longer champ. He's no longer number one contender.
That's why I still think it was clever because
if the number one contender beats the champion, then he gets a title shot. Here's the thing: there's no rule on what happens in a double countout. So I actually agree with you, Jay. I think that was a very clever way of it being.
It was. It didn't have me thinking. I was like, what is that? And I was like, that's smart. That's really smart because everybody was into it.
Adam Cole is going to go, look, I fought him to a draw, a double countout. I can do this. I can beat him. And MJF is going to go, it's a double countout. Who cares? I'm still a champion.
Yeah,
it's literally going to build him better as a face and continue to build MJF as a heel.
Now that we're still in commercial, I think we have to just really think about this. Adam Cole MJF segment, probably the longest in AEW had. It was like 20 minutes.
Longest in a long time.
Adam Cole's comeback was very weak, and I think that MJF was great, and you need to put somebody great next to him. But the thing is, I don't think they know what to do. I really don't think
Adam Cole and MJF is one of the best examples we've had in AEW of what made AEW great. Iron sharpens iron. MJF, absolutely one of the best in the world. Adam Cole, one of the best in the world. And you got a chance to see, like this right now, like last night, that match, that Adam Cole versus MJF match, in my opinion, that was NXT Adam Cole we saw. That was that Adam Cole, and that's what we need to see. Moose and Brian Myers.
Shout out to Brian Myers. Shout out to Creative Pro.
Yeah,
I like that Moose shirt.
He says it's a good thing wording. I promise you, this is absolutely the wrong time to
We have
piss
been
Moose
waiting
off.
for this. We have waiting the top of the hour right now. Top of the hour. Exciting news coming down. You'll see.
Oh. Moose and Myers. I like that team. Here, Bully Ray coming out to honestly one of my favorite entrance themes in all of Impact, because it's just so iconic. You hear that that firework whistling thing, whatever. As soon as you hear that, you're like, oh, that's Bully Ray.
I just trying to figure out the purpose. Like, where's the end?
Yeah, that's a good question.
That's all I'm trying to figure out in this whole storyline here. Where's the end?
Yeah, and I have to question that too, of where's the end, because it's like, wait a minute, like this. Scott D'Amore hits him in the back of the chair. Are you seriously trying to get me to believe that a chair shot from Scott D'Amore made Bully Ray flinch when he's taken chair shots from people 3 times the size of Scott D'Amore?
That chair shot was so weak. What they just showed the replay.
You know what? I'm going to say this the nicest way possible. Okay? The nicest way possible. Yes, you're right. You know what? You're right. Absolutely. Steven Chambers, 100%. He looks better since WWE and losing weight. Because you know what he was? Jay, do you know what he was in WWE? You know what he was in WWE? He's fat! I don't know what's going on.
I wonder what happened with him and Velvet Sky. Like, how that broke down.
You know, I genuinely want to know this. Like, if it is true that Braun Breaker has not been called up to the main roster because of the comments his father or uncle or whoever it was said, it's like, that's ridiculous. Why should he be punished for what they said?
I think he's doing a hell of a job right now. I'd leave him right there.
But he was ready for the main roster, and he's been ready for a while.
He's getting main roster money, I'm sure.
Somebody today I was talking about was like, well, with what his dad or uncle said, I'm like, who cares? Did he say it? No? Then don't punish him for it.
I know his pay raise ain't getting punished. When you're a top star, they definitely paying you over $1 million.
Bully Ray says he was a victim of the system that is Impact Wrestling. This is a great heel thing also, because you just know, Bully's like, he's the biggest bully here. Now he's trying to be like,
Nick Aldis fight him. I don't get it. Why we can't have that?
What does he say? He says, and then Scott D'Amore decided to cost me the victory. He took it away from all of you because all of these people wanted to see Bully Ray as #1 contender, right?
Now there's so-called higher ups. Jeez. I'm shaking my head just like that fan right now. Exactly, kid.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta at some point you gotta have an end game. You've got to have an end game for this kind of crap, or it doesn't serve any purpose. He sent a letter to the higher ups because Bully Ray.
Oh, what's this? Oh God! Oh God! I'm being tortured right now.
Oh Lord! I haven't even gotten there yet. I'm worried now.
Being tortured. This is torture. This is what happens when Jay watches the watch along and Impact.
Oh Lord! I'm not there yet, but I'm worried. I just heard him say his mental health is declining, which of course we all know. Bully Ray, mental health.
Just looks like a chump. This guy. He look like a
Looks like a
freaking
what?
blowfish. He look like a blowfish.
Oh, a blowfish.
About to blow up.
Oh Lord.
Jesus.
It's torture. Pure torture.
Look like a dyke.
Hey, watch it, Jay. Don't get us defunded.
I'm not even drunk, and I'm talking straight.
No, I know. It's just nowadays you use that word and suddenly you need to be
I
canceled.
know. Apologies.
Yeah, I know. I don't buy any of that shit either.
Here we go. Let me hear this.
Yeah, let's hear this god awful. Is there actually a Scott D'Amore chant going on right now? Oh Lord. Never thought he'd be a whining bitch. He's not going to tolerate it. What's he going to do? Sit on him?
It's probably by far one of the worst things I'm seeing right now. Fuck is.
You know how bad this is?
That is impolite, Travis.
You,
Yo, what the heck?
you know how bad this is right now? Right now.
This is really bad.
So bad.
And this is the top. This is the top of their hour, by the way.
This right here
This is the top of their hour.
is so bad. You ready for this, Jay? You're gonna be shocked to hear me.
I'm just listening to this blowfish talk real quick.
Yeah, it's terrible.
You just got to hear what he's saying. You're gonna be like, what?
He doesn't look comfortable at all.
I'm just shocked.
Yeah, I think it could be either or. I think it could be It could be Gargano. It could be JD McDonough. You know what would be even cooler, even more, because Gargano's a face, JD McDonough's a heel. Either one of those is good. But even cooler, here's an idea. I'd have to check his health status. But what if it's a returning Tommaso Ciampa? Ciampa versus Seth. That's a match I'd like to see. Of course, Ciampa's another person who they were wasting on that main roster.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you know what?
God.
You know what? This is a new idea, Jay. I have an idea. You ready?
Go ahead.
We make a new thing to all wrestling. And that's we start adding Oscar-style wrap-it-up music. When these segments go as long as
Gotta
this
have
has
those sound effects that Savage has. Just have something go, woo, something going on right now. This guy is like.
You know what would be happening if this promo was in WWE? This is so bad. You know what
Would it happen
in WWE? They'd be passing around a beach ball. They're full of BS. This is horrible.
OMG is what I'll say coming up.
What is that? Oh, that's you. Sorry, that was your head. I'm like, something's moving around down at the bottom of my screen, and it's like, oh, it's your head. Wait, he says it makes him sick to it. The board strongly advised that my actions against all odds, I should take a leave of absence as president. Oh no, what will we do without Scott D'Amore as president? Oh, look at that. Look at that beautiful smile on Bully's face. I love that. He doesn't even have to say that he was right, you were wrong, because that's music to his ears. Just the way you tried.
OMG. Breaking news just happened right now. I can't believe this.
Okay,
my God.
let's wait a second. I'm not quite there yet. We'll see how I feel.
I will go on mute.
No, it's okay. You don't have to go on mute. Just. Oh, so he punches him in the face.
Oh my God.
Oh, Lord. Scott getting a butt kicking, and that's a lot of butt to kick, Stephen Chambers. A lot.
I like that tag 'em bag 'em shirt.
You like what?
Tag 'em bag 'em shirt. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, I like that shirt. Did I read somewhere that I know the gimmick for Forgotten Sons, and I know that Jackson Riker was a Marine. So were all three of them former Marines?
No.
Because I know
it was just Jackson Riker.
I
That's why
believe
he
that
was
Macklin
so
was in the military in some way.
Really? Oh, something just happened. Who's this?
Yes, he was a Marine as well.
Oh, he was. Okay. I didn't know.
Yeah. Oh, Lord. Let's see. What is this? I'm still waiting for it to see who it is. Jay, I can't tell if that's a look of happy surprise or a look of, dear God, not this surprise. Oh, Lord. Steven, thanks for spoiling, but you know what? And this time I'm going to say thanks because I could care less. I am not a PCO fan. Go ahead.
Why did Bully just put the chair right to his head? Like, here, hit me now. Oh my God, no! I can't watch this no more. I can't believe Scott just did that.
I am absolutely not a PCO fan.
I left out one little detail. Before I took my illegal nonsense, I had one last official duty.
Scott D'Amore is going to be on a freaking paper. Oh, Lord.
So it's Slammiversary. Steve Bachman, Bully Ray against PCO.
Wow, that's how bad we really need to fill the Slammiversary card. Oh, Jesus.
So what is the full match?
Tag match?
Macklin and Bully Ray versus PCO and Scott D'Amore?
Yeah, unfortunately. Jesus Christ.
So I don't like this idea. I don't like this idea for a very
bad.
I don't like the match period, but I've got an even bigger reason I don't like it. I don't think it's right for the cameras to be rolling when Scott D'Amore has a heart attack in the middle of the ring, which he will. He looks like he's about to have a heart attack right now, and all he's doing is giving a promo.
It's just bad. It's just bad. Like,
they are hurting for Slammiversary, clearly.
I would say something on Busted Open Radio, like, Bully, what are we doing here? But I wouldn't know how to professionally say it on the radio.
There isn't a way.
I would have to say it in a nice, intelligent way, like, "Hey."
Okay, there's a nice way to say
this.
There's a nice way to say everything. Like, for instance, when he returns this Saturday. Well, Mick Thomason, did you just watch the same abomination we did? I'd have to actually agree with Jay on this one. That was one of the worst segments in Impact history. Coin toss, worst match, this or the 6-person tag team for Rampage. Either one, I'll still take the cyanide over it.
I'll probably take the 6.
I'll take the 6 too. Karen Jarrett has no business being a ring. At least Scott D'Amore at one point in time was a manager. He did take some bumps. Karen Jarrett has no business in a ring. But that's why, Mick Thomason, I will say this. I'm glad Jay's here. I like the fact that we're having this discussion with you guys and the two of us. But this segment right here proved what was one of the problems with Impact Wrestling. People will constantly... Sorry. These people are dedicated people. They will cheer something as bad as this because they're like, yeah, it's terrible, but it's on Impact, so let's cheer for it. Hey, Gilcher.
Oh, we got the whole people live. What's up? What's up? What's up, fellow nerd?
If you know how to send him an invite, you can invite him in, but I mean...
Oh, these guys have it. They just don't want to come on. Nah. Maybe he... Oh, good.
Yes.
Maybe he'll pop by.
Yes. Gilcher, correct here. Adam Cole is a top 10 wrestler in the world over the last 10 years. Absolutely. The last 10 years, he has been consistently a top 10 wrestler. The only time he wasn't was when he got injured, and they brought him back. And that god-awful match that he had with... I'm sorry, but the feud... For a guy who's as good as Adam Cole is, like that when they did what they did with Britt, and he's like, Britt, no! I was like, come on, Adam, you're a better actor than this. You're a better actor than this. You could have made that more believable.
Why is Adam Cole so bony, man? He looked like he lost massive
He's always
weight.
been pretty bony, but he's
He
never
looks
been
bony.
Well, Gilcher, here's the thing. I would agree with you. His AEW run has been underwhelming. But the thing is, he didn't have much of a run. He got injured before it really could even get going. Oh, hold on. That whole segment just now, the Bully Ray, Scott D'Amore, you know how bad that was, Jay? It was the one time in my life I've gone, dear God, I hope CM Punk interrupts this. I'm like,
CM Punk.
I would have lived with CM Punk interrupting this. That's how bad I hate it.
I feel like it's going to be a letdown, to be honest. He's not going to talk about that brawl, so... I just feel like it's going to be a letdown.
Collision? Of course it is.
Yeah, and CM Punk, I feel like everybody wants to know what happened at the brawl, and it's not going to happen.
No, and here's the thing. As far as in-ring competition goes, right?
Mm-hmm.
I actually really and truly do believe the Buddy Matthews versus Andrade match is going to be a better match than the one with CM Punk in it. Say what you want about Andrade can't speak and all that, but he is talented in the ring.
Listen, everybody wants CM Punk to wrestle. It's not going to happen. He's just going to get a hot tag, and that's pretty much it. 1, 2, 3. Go to sleep. 1, 2, 3. Hot tag. They're not going to put him. They're keeping him. I'm pretty sure they'll keep him safe, just like they're keeping Bryan Danielson safe all this time.
Seriously, I'm going to disagree with you.
Oh my God!
Oh,
this is
Lord.
a little bit, I guess. Just a little.
This segment was so bad. Why are we continuing it?
Now it just got worse. I'm not a big fan of the guy over here. I never was a big
act
fan.
like one. He's just a man.
I was never a fan. I might as well just say it right now. I was never a fan of Eddie Edwards. Never.
I'm not a huge Eddie Edwards fan
He could do a million Boston Tea Party moves all he wants. I was just never drawn to him. I understand why they made him the face at one point, but it was just never drawn to him. The matches.
Yeah, I never cared much for Eddie Edwards either.
Never really cared.
Honestly, I was more of a Davey Richards fan, if we're being honest.
I'm not saying he's not talented. I just, as a fan, I was never so-called invested in Eddie Edwards.
So after Frankie Kazarian beat him, is Eddie Edwards now magically a face again?
No, at times I don't even know what the hell he is. He just comes out of nowhere and he's just playing the baby heel role, and he's in a tag match, and there you go. They just throw him anywhere, to be honest. I don't think they know what to do with Eddie Edwards, to be honest.
Kowalski guy? What the hell is a Kowalski guy? Speak English, not Bostonian.
Okay. We got Decay coming out.
I'm still having to suffer through Frankie Kazarian, and Frankie Kazarian I like. Eddie Edwards, not so much.
What the hell happened to Crazy Steve? I thought he was signed with WWE and then we never saw him there. Or did
I think that I read somewhere there was issues with him and a backstage manager.
God.
You gotta remember, WWE does stupid shit all the time. Like you want a great example of one of the stupidest things they ever did? They fired Jimmy Jacobs. You know who that is?
And now AEW got him?
No.
Right?
Jimmy Jacobs is with Impact. But no, you know, it's not that AEW got Jimmy Jacobs, whatever. The reason they fired him is what pisses me off. Here's the reason. The only reason he got fired.
Was it the photo?
Of which one?
With Elite?
With Lee.
Was that the guy that got fired over the photo, Jimmy Jacobs?
Possibly. The one where he was wearing the Bullet Club shirt?
Yeah.
Yep, that was him.
All right, yeah.
He got fired because he wore a Bullet Club t-shirt. I'm like, that is the pettiest shit I've ever heard.
And now AEW has him for what? Just to try out or something?
No, he's with Impact.
But I was reading something he was doing like AEW, like a gig or something. Hold on, let me see if I could find.
Last I heard, he was still in there. But you know what? I'm gonna pull something up and present it.
Wait, hold on. I think I. Oh. Yes, Carlito claims he signed with WWE, but it's not official. I still don't believe that, by the way. But
okay. I found what I was gonna do. You know who I want? Like one day, I would love to see back in Impact or AEW.
Oh, look. Jimmy Jacobs reportedly backstage at AEW Dynamite could be helping with creative.
Oh, I'm all for it.
He was backstage in Washington, D.C. to likely begin working for the company in a creative capacity. He was a delight surprise to many who knew him from WWE, Impact Wrestling, his time in Ring of Honor, all three. It's not
He's very
confirmed.
talented. He's very creative.
It's not confirmed he signed with the company, but it's confirmed that he was helping out with creative. Now that Collision is set to add 2 more hours of primetime content for the promotion, so that makes sense.
Yeah, if he was actually if they put him in charge of creative for Collision, it's going to be better than Dynamite.
Well, they said not only him, but CM Punk and Ace Steel also rumored to be involved in creative for Collision as well. I mean, I don't mind Ace Steel, but what is Punk gonna? I don't know. He has a good heart with the young cats, but I think he's like a Jericho. You see these young cats, you think they're ready for the big time, but they're not.
Yeah. So, y'all want to see who I would like to see back in Impact, AEW, WWE, somewhere in the near future?
Who's that? Who's that?
This man, right here. Oh, wait. There he is. There he is, Jay. Huh?
Oh, I was looking at the TV. I was like looking at this one.
Yeah. Tom Latimer, Bram. I would like to see Bram back in Impact or AEW or something.
What
in the
happened
near
to that big star that I really hated back in the day for Impact? What he was like? He was like Amazing Red's cousin. What is it, Crimson or something?
Crimson, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, what happened to that guy? I want to see him back. I think I would laugh at him.
Anthony Mayweather. He currently is. He is currently in the NWA.
So Kazarian quit because he didn't want to cut his hair. That's silly.
Yeah, that actually is true. They told Kazarian, "We want you to shave your head or shave your hair, cut it off, all that, and all this stuff." And he said, "No, I'm not willing to do that." And we hear another famous story of this years later when Vince McMahon's brilliant idea for Adam Cole was to have him cut his hair and become Keith Lee's manager on the main roster, and he said, "No, I'm not doing that."
Nice blockbuster by Ace.
Well, I'll say this, Stephen Chambers.
I wouldn't.
I
Excalibur.
can't hear you.
I don't even think they should do it.
Do what? Commentary?
Yeah, no, I can't have Excalibur. It's annoying, man. Ugh.
Hey, you know what?
And
You know
Dynamite.
what?
Relax, like.
You know what?
Okay,
I'm not.
how about this? Taz and maybe who else?
The cold 1, 2, 3. That really wasn't much of a match. So
I got it. Nigel and Taz. Collision.
Nigel McGuinness and Taz. Okay, I'm on.
I would set that up as Collision. Nigel with Taz. No third person, no third wheel, none of that crap.
I can agree with that.
The two.
Well, yeah, because like, and this is why we're not seeing him on TV anymore, I think. But like, if you listened to the commentary team before he left, oh Lord, no, Stephen Chambers, no, not JR. JR, that was about to be my point. Before he left, you could tell JR was starting to lose it.
Yeah, I'll give you an example. Remember when Claudio was in that what is it, Blood and Guts? Mm-hmm. He didn't call him Claudio when he was on top. He called him Cesaro. There you go.
Yeah.
JR off.
JR was like Cesaro with the
Cesaro on top.
You know what? And you know what's even worse? He didn't even call it a giant swing. He said Cesaro with the Cesaro swing, and I'm like, oh man, he's getting in trouble for that one.
I just don't like the fact that, I'm gonna say this. I respect the Motor City Machine Guns. They were one of my favorite tag teams in Impact in the beginning.
They were one of the best.
But I just don't like the fact that people could just leave because they made, I guess, Impact, you want to sort of say, right? AJ, the Samoa Joes, the Alex Shelley's, the Chris Sabins. But then when they come back, they're like 40-something years old. Now we're just giving them the belt like, oh, well, you never won. So here, oh, well, we want to break the record for the X Division. So let's just give it to you 9 fucking times. All right? Here.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question then, because I'm not disagreeing with you. But let's flip this for a second here, okay?
Oh, it's commercial.
Okay, let's flip this for a second here. AEW, right? By your own thing of 40 years old, they're just coming in, they get a title shot immediately. Shouldn't they have gone, okay, Chris Jericho doesn't get the first title shot then?
And why did they do that?
Why didn't they do that? Because here's the thing. With you're establishing a new company and you go, okay, we put the belt on, even though he's a great wrestler, the first belt, we put it on Kenny Omega. First one, Kenny Omega. No, that doesn't. You need a big name to put it on. That's why they did Chris Jericho. The problem I have with this is Alex Shelley is one of those guys who I feel like should have been world champion 10, 15 years ago when he was in his prime. He's a 40-year-old, and it's like, well, okay, well, the same thing. They're putting prestige on the title, except for it's the Impact World Championship. That prestige is already there. They don't need to build it.
And that guy's been through a lot of shit. Let's face it, personal life. It's been well documented online, and he's retired. Let's get it right. He was retired at one point.
Oh yeah.
And then
he was done. He said, "I'm done."
In a normal gig job, 9 to 5. He's like, I'm
Are
done.
you kidding me, Steven? No, you're going worse, even worse than JR and Jeff.
Nigel and Taz. Nigel and
Huh?
Taz could play that perfect heel, and Nigel will be that face. And Nigel
Yes.
knows all the moves because Nigel is by far, I don't want to hear from anybody, he's the number one greatest Ring of Honor champion of all time. He made the belt. So
Nigel McGuinness, absolutely.
yes, that's what I'm saying. So he would be the perfect color commentator to play face. He knows all the wrestling moves, not this silly suicide dive and all these made up names that Excalibur does. And Taz would be that heel, and he will.
That actually is called a suicide dive, just so you know.
No, but you know what I'm saying. I'm trying to make a point.
But here's
all the ridiculous names that guys come.
Steven, it's okay. We appreciate you being here, and if you want to still chat with us, you can. But I don't blame you. It was pretty cringe tonight. Here's the thing. And that's exactly why I don't want to see, because you mentioned it here, and I'm saying no, and I think Jay's going to say no, because there's the problem. Tony, are you kidding me? That man doesn't know the difference between a side headlock and a headlock takeover. Which, did you watch the
Get into that.
Did you watch the
Should have used Don Alice when they had him.
Did you watch the media
There comes
scrum?
another on TV right now.
Did you watch the media scrum after Double or Nothing or whatever it was, where they had the Four Pillars match? It was
Yeah.
the best. It was the best thing. MJF is there and he's like, I just beat Darby Allin for a second time with, does anybody know what it is?
Listen, I will never, I'm telling you right now, I will never believe anyone taking off the belt off MJF if it's anybody that's not a top draw money wrestler. Period.
Yeah. No, I agree.
That's it. You could put him against Hangman Adam Page here, Kenny Omega. No. Has to
Kenny
be somebody.
Omega, I can see. He is a top
Okay,
name.
Kenny Omega, but he doesn't draw money. He's not going to get, you know what I mean? Like a lot of eyeballs paying into the product. It's not going to happen.
You know what? There you go.
It's Sting. Maybe Sting. Maybe it is
such
Sting.
a big draw. Sting!
It's Sting.
If they put the title on Sting, I quit.
What kind of shit is this? What is this crap? Jesus, even my dog is growling because he don't like it.
Jumpa Palaknuf, Mujinder Pabalashta. I don't know.
Wasn't this guy in WWE at one point? Then they let his ass.
Paglu?
Or was it the other guy?
What are you saying there? That they all look alike?
Oh, I didn't say that. You did.
Dirty Dongo. I feel like you have to say it like that. Dirty Dongo.
My dog is growling. He don't like it. I agree. I agree.
I agree with your dog.
Now, you see, this is good commentary with Matthew and Tom. I like them. I think they connect and they sync well with each other. This is good.
Absolutely. Matthew is a great heel. Tom is a good face, so they complement each other.
They're better than Matt Striker. I don't know what the hell happened to Matt Striker in MLW. It just sounds a little off.
I don't know, but you know what I do know?
What's
I
that?
know this with all my heart. The number one thing that can make WWE great again. You ready?
Saturday, July 15, 8 p.m. Slammiversary Impact. Coming from Canada.
The number one thing that can make WWE commentary great again. You ready? Get rid of Corey Graves. He's not even a good heel. He's just annoying.
You know, I was so disappointed when Wade Barrett couldn't even call like one of the top matches at WrestleMania. I was like, yo, what the fuck, man? Like, Corey Graves gonna call everything?
You
like, yo.
You have Corey Graves calling everything, but yet you can't have freaking Wade Barrett call something.
You can't. But you get Booker T to call a WrestleMania. Like, come on. Like, what's going on right now?
Hold on.
That guy right there. That's that man. That's that man. Alex Shelley versus Steve Macklin, Friday, June 30th. It's going down. Deonna Purrazzo versus Giselle Shaw, Saturday, July 1st. Down Under tour, Impact Wrestling. Deonna Purrazzo definitely on my top 10
Deanna needs to retain, no question.
Oh, she's on my top 10 period wrestler.
No, I agree. I like Nick Aldis. I'm glad Nick Aldis. Actually, I would like to see Nick Aldis take the title off of Shelley because hold on. Here's the thing: if you're gonna give Steve Macklin only a 56-day reign, give Shelley half of that.
Next week, Bully Macklin,
Oh,
Edwards
Lord.
Kazarian tag match, big tag
Yes,
match next week.
exactly, Stephen Chambers. Because you know what? It's not Shucky Ducky Quack Quack. No, with Booker T now, you know what it is? It's Shucky Ducky. Someone please put me in a retirement home already.
Oh, they're playing the match tonight at 10 o'clock. Will Ospreay, Lance Archer, Claudio, and Moxley. I guess they're playing this from, what was it, a week or so ago or something?
Yeah, and it was a good match.
Yeah, well, they're playing it tonight right after Impact on Access.
Wait, OVE? Was that Madman Fulton OVE?
Yeah. Oh, here comes one of the biggest stars Impact just signed, the Glow herself.
Oh, Lord.
This must be the finale. Oh, my God. But I must say, if there's two women that ever walked out of WWE and made it successful, or men or women, I'll say, these two have been pretty successful, man. Pretty successful.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to explain something here because I feel like I need to, Mick. You always say hate. A person saying they don't think he's doing a good job, he needs to be off commentary, that's not hate. Hate is if I went, hey, Jay, you know what I want to do? You know what I want to do? I want to run over Booker T with a car. That's hate. What I am saying is I just don't think he's good on commentary anymore.
No, he lost it. But I think this is me capping off, man. I got to go.
See ya,
Hold
man.
it down, my brother. Stephen
You
Chambers.
have a good one.
Mick, everybody. Love you all. Good night. I can't believe I got to watch this, though. Horrible. Good night.
Good
But
night.
it's the greatest women's champion ever.
All right, so now that I'm back in charge, I guess so Trinity coming out to the ring, and I'm already not caring because Trinity should have. It doesn't matter what they do with Trinity. It does not matter because she's going to go back to WWE at some point. And I will fight y'all on that. I would fight anyone on that. She will go back to WWE at some point. Here we get Deonna Purrazzo, like Jay said correctly, is absolutely one of the very best doing it right now. Deonna Purrazzo, one of the very, very best right now. I'm talking in-ring ability-wise. In-ring ability-wise, I will put Deonna Purrazzo above Becky Lynch. I'll put her above Belair. I'll put her above Asuka. Purrazzo is amazing. Yes, Stephen Chambers. Purrazzo is absolutely awesome. And the fact that WWE released her is baffling. Yeah, it's baffling. It is baffling. Baffling that WWE didn't like her. She's everything we want. Like every time I see Belair, I'm like, this is just a crappy version of Deonna Purrazzo. Oh. Ooh. So what you guys think? Let's start with this. What do you think will be the best match on the Forbidden Door pay-per-view? My money, I know a lot of people will say, oh, it's Okada and Bryan, even though Bryan sucks and Okada's the Japanese Cena. But anyways, I'm actually going to say I think it's very easily going to be Ospreay and Omega. Their first match was phenomenal. Their second match, I don't see any reason why it won't be even better. But what do y'all think? What are you guys most excited for? What match? So you're agreeing Omega versus Ospreay, Chambers. Man, I knew there was a reason I like you. You have good taste. You know what? You know what? Chambers, Steven, I am going to ask you this. I want your honest opinion here, okay? Be honest. Do you think that Will Ospreay is the greatest high flyer in the business today? It's commercials, something to do with some exercise, something. I asked Steven Chambers, not you, Mick. Yes, I agree. Ospreay is getting the title at Forbidden Door. And Mick, let's be clear. I'm not trying to be rude here, but you already have determined that you don't even know what the word hate means. So let me ask you this. I will actually ask you this, Mick Thomason. So if you think that it's not Ospreay, tell me a high flyer better than Will Ospreay. Yes, Steven Chambers, he is absolutely one of the best. I will go so far as again to say he is the best high flyer doing it today. It has to be keep in mind, Mick Thomason, it has to be a high flyer. So for instance, AJ Styles, not classic, not high. He is a technician, not a high flyer. So it has to be a high flyer. Tell me a high flyer better than Will Ospreay. And yes, I agree with you, Steven Chambers. There's no way Ospreay doesn't get that title back. I don't see any reason why New Japan Pro Wrestling is going to be like, yeah, we're okay with our title being defended on Not Us. If he says that, my hand is going to slap him through this TV screen. No. Said still doing it today, and Rey Mysterio's semi-retired, and Eddie Guerrero is dead. Look, I love Guerrero. It's great. But he's dead. So he can't be one of the best doing it today. I said literally specifically, best doing it today. Brian Pillman Jr. is trash. I mean, he's really not that good, period. But they're booking him horribly, so that doesn't help. Oh, so we're back on for the main event, and the ring is now full of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, too many people. 10-man tag match, but I'll be honest with you, just no. Steven Chambers. I'm going to put that up there. No, I don't agree with Ricochet. Hio del Vikingo, up for debate. I will give you that. Rey Fenix is up there. I don't put him higher than Will Ospreay, but I will agree with you. He is up there. He's if Will Ospreay, let's just say this. I'm not saying he is. I'm saying let's say this. If Will Ospreay is number 1, then Rey Fenix is easily number 2. And I'm not going to even say that Will is 1 and he's 2. I'll even flip it. If Rey Fenix is 1, Ospreay is 2. They are that close to each other. Mick Thomason, I want you to listen to the words coming out of my mouth. the words out of my mouth here, okay? One of the best high flyers doing it today. Brian Pillman is dead. Eddie Guerrero is dead. Rey Mysterio is more or less retired. They're not doing it today. Steven Chambers is giving me Ricochet, El Hijo del Vikingo, Rey Fenix. These are all people doing it today. Sorry, I'm not trying to be a jerk to you, but I specifically, Steven Chambers, you can tell me this. Did I not say? Because if I'm wrong and I didn't say this, and Mick Thomason isn't doing something wrong, I want you to call me out on this. Did I not say Will Ospreay is one of, if not the best high flyers doing it today? If I'm wrong, call me out on it. If that's not what I said, then I will apologize to Mick Thomason immediately. But I am 99% certain I said best doing it today. Okay, good. I did. I didn't think I'd gone that insane yet. But now, Brian Pillman. Well, we'll circle back to that one. Rey Mysterio. Eddie Guerrero. I will agree with you. They are in my list of all time greatest high flyers. Yes, Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero are both above Will Ospreay. But unlike Will Ospreay, those two aren't doing it anymore. I don't know if I'll be on tomorrow night or not. So let's go ahead and talk about some stuff, because this 10-man match I'm gonna try and call, but it's an absolute cluster. You know what? Right now, we got a pinfall attempt from Deonna Purrazzo. Nothing. She's on Savannah Evans. Going for an armbar. All right. I don't know if I'll be on here tomorrow night or not, guys. So if I am, I'll see you then. If I'm not. But so double submissions. So if I'm not on here, though, let me ask this question. What do y'all think of tomorrow night's SmackDown card? And give me a second. Let me. Nearly. Sorry for the girly scream. I nearly tucked my laptop off over into my thing, and that would have been bad. That would have been a very, very not fun way to end this stream. Let's see, June 16th. Okay, so let's go over this. This is always fun. Okay. So Roman Reigns returns tomorrow. We all know how that goes. I'm Roman Reigns. Look at me. I'm the best. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey versus Alba Dawn and Alba Fire, whatever. Io Sky versus Lena Vega. AJ Styles and Mi Chin versus Karrion Kross and Scarlett. And tag team gauntlet match, which will be the OC, Latino World Order, Street Profits, Brawling Brutes, and Pretty Deadly. So, I'm going to ask all you guys here. First, let's go through this one by one. Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey versus Alba Fire, whatever. Okay, Ronda and Shayna, yeah, that's going to be my pick too. I think there's no question Ronda and Shayna are taking this. I just don't see why you would have a brand new NXT, not that well-known tag team beat the two of them. So, I agree. Mick, you can let us know what you think. So next up was who was next? Io Sky versus Zelina Vega. I would like to see Io win, but I'm relatively certain it's going to be Zelina because she's got a lot of momentum, and I see WWE trying to capitalize on that. But what y'all think? Io Sky or Zelina Vega? Who you picking? Also, it's a commercial, so that's why I don't mind doing this stuff. I don't really mind doing this when it's going, but I am so sick and tired of seeing these ED commercials. Jeez. There could be kids watching this, guys. Okay, picking Zelina because Io and Bailey have issues. Okay, that's sound reasoning. Let's see. Next up was AJ Styles and Michin versus Karrion Kross and Scarlett. I'd love to see Karrion Kross finally get a freaking victory, but I think it's going to be AJ Styles. WWE is just not booking Karrion Kross correctly at all. Came back, looked like the monster we knew in NXT. Couple weeks to maybe a month later, he was the Gimp Mask Karrion Kross again. And it's a shame because I love Karrion Kross. My God, are they booking him wrong? So, but yeah, AJ Styles and Michin versus I agree. Steven Chambers. It's I can't even begin to explain how shocked I will be if Karrion and Scarlett somehow pick this up. If they pick this up, this is going to be my face. And that's a very ugly face, so hopefully I don't have to make it. But that will be my face. Okay, last match is OC, Latino World Order, Street Profits, Brawling Brutes, and Pretty Deadly. So who do y'all think will be the next number one contenders for the titles? I'm going to say, in my opinion, I'm going probably either OC or I'm going to say OC or who was the other one? I'm going to say OC or Pretty Deadly. Okay, picking Pretty Deadly. I think that's a safe bet. I think it's going to be either OC or Pretty Deadly, and I think that if it's Nick Thomason, I'm having such a hard time understanding you. Are you telling me that you think the Hall of Famers, who are not even doing it anymore, are in the qualification for best doing it today over people actually doing it today? Jeez Louise. Gianna, nice. We don't say things that might or might not be true. We just kind of, Nick, you are genuinely making me laugh tonight, and I'm enjoying it. And the way Gianna just delivers that, like Mick, you suck. Not even like anger in this. It's just unequivocal. It's 95 degrees outside where I live, and Mick's opinions suck. Oh Lord, what is going on here? Kenny King's rookie, whose name is so I don't even know it. I wish I knew it, but I don't. Okay, he tags out to Kenny King. Kenny King with a boot to the gut. I guess that was a half and half suplex, and he's raining down blows. Cover 1, 2. They're calling Kenny King a vulture or a hyena, both of which are smart. Nick Thomason, you think the Street Profits are going to win that Battle Royal Gauntlet Tag Team tomorrow, huh? Interesting. What about you, Gianna? You want to weigh in on any of those? Io Sky and Bailey. Michin with AJ Styles, Karrion Kross, and Scarlett. Battle Gauntlet Tag Team Royal thingy, and that's OC, Latino World Order, Street Profits, Brawling Brutes, and Pretty Deadly. And the other one was Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey versus Alba Dawn or Alba Fire. Who cares? I don't care. Spooky wookie shit. You want to weigh in on any of those matches? Do you agree with our picks, or would you say? Really? You think they're going to turn Bianca heel? You think they might actually do something intelligent with Bianca? I mean, my God, I don't know. I don't know if she can be a heel. It's not like she was a heel her entire freaking NXT run. Golly, what were they thinking? I swear they were just like, hey, Bianca Belair, she looks like this, and this is what's going on in the world today, so let's make her. Yes, absolutely. If they do not turn Bianca and the Street Profits heel and soon, I'm going to look at WWE and be like, do you want Tony to come and book this? Tony can't book shit, and he could cook, and he could do this better. Wait, Ricky? Who's Ricky? Kenny King, King. King. Actually, one of my favorite taunts. New Hurt Business. I could get behind that. Although the problem with the Hurt Business is part of what made it so good was MVP leading it. I'm not sure without MVP that it's good. I just don't. Let's see. Knee strikes by Miguel to, is that Saban? Yeah, first Saban. Let's see. Trey Miguel has both wrists. Wrestling 101. Trey Miguel is taking Saban to school. Oh, Mick. Yeah, right? Right, Gianna? I said it earlier today. The biggest thing that I care about with Shelly winning the title was the fact that I was like, whoa. You took the title off Steve Maclin this early? What are y'all thinking? Why would you take the title off of Steve Maclin this early? That makes no sense. And now we know the reason they took it off Steve Maclin is because how else could we have this wonderful Scott D'Amore and PCO versus Bully Ray and Steve Maclin match? And if you think that my brain was having trouble with that, it was. Because realistically, Scott D'Amore and PCO versus Bully Ray and Steve Maclin. Right now, in my mouth, I assure you, I'm going, that is good. Terrible. DDT. Wow, that's some pretty strong language there about that, Gianna, but is what it is. Yeah, I mean, strong language, but I agree with the sentiment. Like I think they thought it was going to be this huge, yeah, he finally won the title, and instead everyone was like, "You took it off Macklin, really, really, really? You took it off Steve Macklin and gave it to Alex Shelley? Okay." The more 20 years too late. Yeah, because I can guarantee you, man, if you watch the Impact TNA back when he was part of Team Canada, oh man, every week we wanted him to get into the ring so somebody would kick his ass. Wow, Shark Boy. Jeez, Gianna. So I gotta ask you, where exactly did Alex Shelley hurt you? Other than the fact that I do agree with you. I do agree with you that he was not necessarily the best choice and certainly shouldn't have taken off Steve Macklin. But I am curious, like the way you're like, I would rather have Shark Boy as champion. Like, geez, what is the story here? Jay Vidal just decked Trinity, not that anybody cares, because I can guarantee you nobody does. Nick Aldis behind him. Nick Aldis throws him over the rope. Miguel with a neck breaker. Chris Sabin with what is that thing called? Enziguri. Alex Shelley. Yes, Steve Mick Thomason. Yes, it is. When the argument, the statement. Mick, I appreciate you being here. I'm glad you're watching, but my God, you are giving me a headache. Shell Shock. 1, 2, 3. Alex Shelley gets the win with the Shell Shock. I mean, damn, you get Alberto domestic violence patron over this guy. What? Oh! Nick Aldis, heel turn. Good. Aldis is better as a heel. Machine Gun Era starts with a bang, and that's the end. So what do y'all think, guys? Should we cover... Good Lord, you are massive hatred for Alex Shelley. When you would say, I would take Dana Brooke, who I would not take over a Mick Thomason's opinion blow-up doll. My Lord, you have a massive hatred for Alex Shelley, and I really want to know the reason why now. This is actually getting me. So what do y'all guys think? Should we cover New Japan, or y'all just kind of like, eh? John Mox coming up tonight on New Japan Pro Wrestling, for those of you who care. John Moxley is going to be okay. So tonight, it's going to be Tanahashi, Okada, and Ishii versus Moxley. Who was it? Moxley. Well, we're going to kick it off with Will Ospreay versus, well, they haven't told us who yet, but it's going to be Will Ospreay versus somebody for the number one contendership, which AEW already spoiled that. We know exactly who won this, so, you know. But, you know what? I mean, I'm not saying that the Commonwealth Kingpin is the best, but, you know, he's up there. So, Will Ospreay. Oh, Claudio. Will Ospreay versus Lance Archer. Who I love Lance Archer, but we already know who won this. But you know, it's all good. So Archer grabbing Ospreay, just knocking him down at the start, and the bell has only just now sounded. Kenta Sato is this? What's going on here? Good Lord, Gianna! What did he do to you? Are you gonna explain to me what he did to you at some point, or are you just gonna just keep telling me that you hate him? Yes, he is. Ospreay is absolute money. Guy is Sky Twister from the top rope. He is absolutely money. He is, again, I said it. He is the best. I do believe this. I honestly believe this. I believe he is the best high flyer in the business today. I will put him against any AEW high flyer, any WWE high flyer, any Impact Wrestling high flyer. Will Ospreay wins. Lining up, going for the hidden blade and clothesline from Lance Archer. What? Gianna, I get it. You keep saying you'll take anyone over him. Why? Why do you dislike Alex Shelley? I'm genuinely wanting to know your reasoning. I'm not necessarily even disagreeing with you. I want to know the reason you do not like Alex Shelley as much as you dislike Alex Shelley, evidently. Archer, of course, history with the U.S. title. The former U.S. champion defeated Jon Moxley. Was beaten at Resurgence. Yeah, I do. I really do want to know why you dislike him so much. I'm not even disagreeing with you. I just want to know the reason why. Just because, hell, it's information to know. Big shot from Archer. It's got Ospreay rocked. Ospreay coming back. 3 stiff elbows. But one from Archer nearly drops Ospreay. They're saying right now, if you're Kenny Omega, who would you rather want to fight? Okay. That's a valid reason. I would have to research that myself. I'm not 100% certain how much that is really true, but you know, you probably know more about that than I do. Well, that's just because Don Callis is awesome. Yeah, the difference though here, Stephen Chambers, I'll say this. That was part of why Jeff Jarrett got so much heat. He actually used it to his advantage. If what Gianna is saying about Shelley's true, which I'm not saying it is or it isn't, Gianna. I haven't done the research, so don't go. He's approving of what I say, or I'm arguing against what you say. Just know I'm saying I haven't done the research yet. If what you're saying is true, booking him as a face, I can see why you don't like it. I can. It makes sense to me. But Jeff Jarrett was a heel when he did all that whole I'm going to promote myself and bury people thing. And in real life, Jarrett is an incredibly nice guy. I've met him. Good guy. But he'll even tell you that a lot of the burying he did was to build up heat. He wanted people to hate him. And besides, let's be clear on something here. Two people you will never see me say I want to see them over this or this or this or that. I hate CM Punk, and I cannot stand Goldberg. And the reason I can't stand Goldberg is a very, very simple reason, which is the guy did what he did he did in Bret Hart's career. And Gianna, you're getting dangerously close to statements I can't agree with. I don't know. I don't want to see almost any more period at all in anything. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, I think Jeff Jarrett used it to get himself heat, which is a heel. He wanted heat. And I think that I think that Shelley, if he's a face and he does that, yeah, that doesn't sit well with me. Of course, a lot of people are selfish and do things to get themselves over. I like Austin Aries as an in-ring competitor, but as a person, he's kind of pretty selfish. He's only understood himself. Yes, Gianna, he did. If you look, I swear to you, at times I think I'm like, was Bill Goldberg trying to kill Undertaker and we just didn't know? Hey guys, I'll be back in just a minute. Let's see. I'm not going necessarily getting off. I'm just a minute. I'll deal with that later. Sorry, guys. So we're getting Will Ospreay. That Spanish fly to man, it always makes me so. I always have to say I love seeing Will Ospreay do a Spanish fly to a guy 3 times his size. Will Ospreay, Lance Archer going for it. Blackout. 1, 2, and he kicks out. Is everyone kind of done for the night? I'm probably gonna start getting ready for bed soon. As a matter of fact, it's 11 o'clock here, so I'm sure y'all can imagine I'm very tired. It's 11 o'clock and still 95 degrees. That's insane. Oh, Mick Thomason, it's your birthday? Happy birthday, Mick. Hope you have a good evening, man. I think you have some wild takes every now and then, but I think that you are absolutely one of the most loyal watchers we have, and massive respect and a huge thank you to you. So I think that's going to be it for me tonight, guys. I've got to get some sleep. I'm going on like 4 hours of sleep this week. So y'all have a good one, and I will see y'all.
Nice different.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, Roger, you live by the champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. SmackDown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.
Hey, Savage,
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Yeah, I just came through. I saw you were finishing up, so I wanted to make sure I ended the stream clean. Appreciate you doing the show. Hope Impact was a good time. Go get some sleep. I heard you were tired.
You know how bad it was? You know how bad it was? We are literally going to have to endure this. I kid you not. At Slammiversary, PCO and Scott D'Amore versus Bully Ray and Steve Macklin. It was one of the worst. Terrible. Yeah, it was one of the worst segments I've ever seen in Impact. And even as an Impact fan, me and Jay both were like, "Oh Lord, what
sounds terrible," and it gives you a good insight into why I don't watch Impact, but you do, and we appreciate you. I'll see you guys all tomorrow
Jay was on
night.
for quite a bit tonight too.
No worries. I will see you guys tomorrow night at some point with Marty Jannetty. We'll find out at 8 o'clock if we're doing a SmackDown watch along, but regardless, I will come on at some point during the night with Marty Jannetty, so everybody be on the lookout for that. Travis, have a good night. Everybody else, take care. We'll see you guys next time here on Wrestling.
Happy birthday, Mick Thomason.
Savage. Mick Thomason, birthday?
Yeah.
Oh, we got to end it with his video then.
Wrestling. Oh my God. Well, Savage.